This is ASA One-on-One. I'm Jim Hirt, Chief Executive Officer, and we're speaking with leaders of ASA and members from around the world. Today, we welcome Susan Golashovsky, ASA President. So can you describe for members of ASA your management philosophy and how it will help you lead ASA this coming year?
Well, I'm a big believer in strategic planning, and now that we have a strategic plan and we have a professional staff, I really look forward to leading the Board of Governors on to strategically planning out what we're going to do, especially when it comes to a global reach and our global education, and I think we're well on our way, so I'm looking forward to doing that.
You know, oftentimes leadership is defined by how you handle a crisis situation. So what advice would you offer to other volunteer leaders when confronting a crisis, and how should they handle the crisis?
I always found that me personally, if I face a crisis, I'd like to do it head on, and then I like to ask the other people that are involved their opinions so I can weigh both sides. And once I do that, I pretty much forge right ahead and deal with it and then take the consequences. It usually turns out all right.
You know, everyone who leads makes mistakes or has a failure. You know, I'm sure you've had a few. How have you handled them? And, you know, what advice do you have when a mistake is made or a failure occurs?
Well, I'm a firm believer in failure as a teaching tool. So I say to myself, if I don't make a decision one way or the other, then I pretty much stand still. So I make the decision and I either bask in the glory of a good decision or I learn from the failure, and either way it's a win-win situation. So my advice would be just don't be afraid to do it.
Well, you've been elected by the members of ASA as their president. You know, this achievement didn't occur overnight. So tell us 2 or 3 things that, you know, can help those who, you know, want to serve someday as a leader of ASA or perhaps be the next ASA president.
I would think that people would start out and really get involved at their chapter level and then work their way up to the national level and then try to get on the Board of Governors if that's where they want to go.
Well, ASA continues to change. So what significant changes have you seen during your time as a leader of ASA, and how has those changes affected ASA and the profession?
I have seen ASA go from what I would consider to be a small international presence to quite a big international presence. We're putting ourselves in the position of being a global leader, and so I'm really looking forward to developing that. And I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later. So it's really an exciting time, I think, for ASA.
Well, thank you, Susan, and thank you for watching ASA One-on-One.